Yeah.
Hold it. You did this.
I just made a play, I'm first and goal. I be winning when I'm home or on the road. Go ahead, check the stats in the poll. You ain't know I'm about to beat a UNO. Here we go. Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Go ahead, check the stats in the poll. You ain't know I'm about to beat a UNO. Give me space. I need at least about 30 feet. Burning up, I'm at third degree. I know everybody done heard of me, and that gold line is my certainty. You ain't came to win, that's absurd to me. Competition's my currency, and losing doesn't really occur to me. Yeah, they try to block my progression, but they cannot follow me when I'm on route. Put up with prayers, looking like a Hail Mary when I'm encountering doubt. I paid the price, and it's not an amount. What you gonna sacrifice? What is you bout? I do it all for a legacy. I had to find a way in and then find a way out. I just made a play, I'm first and goal. I be winning when I'm home or on the road. Go ahead, check the stats in the poll. You ain't know I'm about to beat a UNO. Here we go. Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Go ahead, check the stats in the poll. You ain't know I'm about to beat a UNO.
Ladies and gentlemen, and just like that, we are back. Welcome back to another episode of First and Goal, where you get the first, second, third and goal, and we make it happen. As y'all can see, everybody on the screen is representing tonight. Y'all see I got the maroon and gray on. You see BJ Jones rocking that Southern. You see my brother Zoe with that JS shit. We gonna start from the left to the right. Scotty, what's good, bro?
I'm just out here, doing me, just doing. Hey,
drop one of Clues bombs for that.
Just out here, just. Hey, man, I'm just a squirrel trying to live, get a nut. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to do.
Hey, yo.
Listen, that's a double entendre. You know what I'm saying? So stay with me. It's a no diddy and it's a real factual life statement. So,
we ain't even 5 minutes in, and my dog didn't go to straight.
Shout out to Big Bama State. You know what I'm saying? Beating up on blacks and whites. You know what I'm saying? So.
So, what's good, dog?
I'm sorry.
You got to come off mute, Zoe.
I'm tripping.
Take your time.
I'm tripping. This guy. What's up, fellas, man? Look, back for another episode, man. We in here. Big Jack State.
BJ Jones, what's happening, big dog?
What it is. What it do.
Look,
and,
man,
just out here, just being dad. Rocking the hat. TG style. This Terrence Graves style, by the way. Rocking the hat, Terrence Graves style. Shout out to Coach Graves.
I do be wondering why he have his joint just kind of like.
No, it's like in between, like 90s and just old man. It's just a weird angle.
It's just casually just like this. It's like, come on, my guy. You know what I mean? But look, hey man, let's go ahead and get into it for first down. Make sure you guys are staying in tune with us. This episode of First and Goal is powered by the Zone Plus app. Make sure you guys are keeping all of your app stores wide open. You'll see us get there. You'll see us download the Zone Plus app when we make it available in all stores. It will be available in the Google Play Store. It will be available in the Apple App Store as well. Keep your app stores available. Keep your notifications open. Make sure your notifications are up when you see the Zone Plus app become live. All right. This episode is powered by the Zone Plus app. Scotty, First and Goal, sir. What we got?
Man, we still talking Eddie George and Bowling Green. So much has surrounded them. I mean, you got rumors of new head coaches. Brandon Fisher is going to Bowling Green with Eddie George. Got some couple rumor mill announcements of Anthony Jones, of Shannon, a former quarterback at Tennessee State, DC Defenders quarterback. Heard a little Maurice Harris. Heard of a ringer Reggie Barlow, heard he's in the mix for this position as well. From a UFL standpoint. So, man, it's a lot of things brewing. But first and foremost, I know you guys have touched on it on your own platform. Real quick, what was your opinion of the Eddie George to Bowling Green hire? Josh, you can pop it off.
Yeah, man, I think for me, I think this was not a surprise. I'm going to be honest. The biggest surprise of it for me was the fact that it happened in March. Normally around by this time, we've already seen who is going where. Most openings are already filled by this time, especially when you're talking about right around the corner from spring ball kicking off. This is normally something that's already taken care of. And so to see it happen this late might have been a little bit abnormal, but to see Eddie George and what he was able to accomplish at Tennessee State, to see him get an opportunity on the FBS level, though it is a low G5, the fact of the matter is, we knew he was primed to be able to get an opportunity on the FBS level. I was not surprised to see that brother get an opportunity there. That's my personal opinion. I'm certainly open to want to hear what the other fellas got to say.
I think it was a predictable move, but like Josh stated, the time was unpredictable, right? I think we all could see Bowling Green actually thinking that that's a place that kind of fits him, in his move. Tennessee State's kind of similar job, in a way, right? So they're kind of similar. So that's not shocking. Plus, again, with everything going on around with Tennessee State, you can easily see it happening. But to Josh's point, the timing couldn't have been worse. But it also makes me wonder, if Bowling Green reached out to other people and it fell through, and then having to fall back down on Eddie George, being that to be the lead cause as to why they're so late in the game to make a move to get a head coach. But for him, I think it's a good move. Not too huge of a bump in pay, but again, to get on solid footing, whatever that looks like, for him, as opposed to being the uncertain nature at Tennessee State.
I'll say this, man. Old TSU just ain't what she used to be. I mean, we're having this conversation 10 years ago. It's a different conversation. We have a different outlook on what Tennessee State is, and the outlook of not only the program but the university. Tennessee State, as we know, has some issues and some problems. That's not really Tennessee State's problem. Tennessee State is literally a foe of the state government right now, right? So you have that going on. You have a fan base that has been boycotting home games. So as well as Tennessee State did a year ago, you could throw a rock, you could throw several rocks and miss people because they didn't show up to games. You have all this going on, the financial difficulties, disgruntled fan base, and you do something that hadn't been done in over 20 years and no one cares. I think Eddie George did the right thing. And I think for Tennessee State, once they get past this financial hurdle, to get done with this beefing with the state government, you have to ask yourself, the same people that you attempted to appease by remaining in the OVC, by in some ways distancing yourself from the SWAC, turning down SWAC invites, those same people that you attempted to appease are literally trying to take your ass out the game right now. Was it worth it?
That's a fact.
Let me pitch it to you guys this way though. At the same time, what is it a situation that you think a coach wants to walk into, right? Like it's one of those situations to where some coaches are always going to feel like I can fix anything, right? Oh man, you just point me to the direction, I'm good. Is this the type of situation that you see a coach really wanted to walk into? Like the Fred McNairs, the Connell Maynards, those names, the Eric Dooleys of the world, like, is this the type of job that you will put a Fred McNair in or a Connell Maynard in to fix?
No, absolutely not. That is certainly anybody that's in Tennessee State's administration. That is not the answer. Okay, I want y'all listen. Do not go back to the old guard of coaches that are available. Don't even pick up the phone. Don't send them an email. Don't request their resume. We all know what their resume is. We've already seen. Do not do it. Don't do it. Okay. This is an opportunity for y'all to take a hard reset. This is an opportunity for y'all to take a hard reset. You clearly have shown that you have an affinity and you're willing to go and get the guy that has some notoriety with them. If they have somewhat of a builder's type of approach, you guys can take that approach. And honestly, right now, if we're being real, y'all about as undesirable as the Bowling Green job is probably. It's just as bad on both sides. Nobody's beating down the door to go take the Bowling Green job unless you're just so desperate to get out of your old situation that you are darn near take Bowling Green. All right. And so right now, Tennessee State, if they just take their time, put your interim in place, it's going to be a bad season regardless. The majority of your team is in the portal, dog. Like, it's going to be a bad season regardless, right? Get to the season, have the season. You might find yourself, even though it's bad, you still might be in a position where you can beat a team like a school down the highway because it's going to be a wash for them too. So ultimately, you might be in a position to knock off somebody like that or maybe even a Howard. But after that, if we keep it real, it's going to be a wash of a season. That's if you get those wins.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to go back to the drawing board. Here's an opportunity for you to have a hard reset. I do not go back to the old guard of coaches. Please don't.
I think the best thing for them to do realistically and logically would be, in a way what Josh stated, they need to go intern for the full year. Because the thing is, if you can reconvene, or let's say they get any type of plus during the season, and I'm talking about off the field, right, within the institution itself, if they get any type of plus or any type of win, right, you know what I'm saying, with regards to getting more stability as a university, if they have a plan in place to say, okay, we'll reconvene a rendezvous at the end of the season, and we got some other things and we're more stable, then at that point, you can actually eye a particular coach. Because the job, if any coach is willing to listen because it's Tennessee State, but if they get their bearings under them and get on some solid financial footing, they can present something and make that job attractive because it is still Tennessee State, right? It's just that right now, everything's shaky and murky, and so it's not going to be an attractive job. But if the administration, can do things to make it more stable, it can become an attractive job. Like Josh said, you do a hard reset, but you have a plan in place for that reset too, though. That's the thing with that.
I think with Tennessee State, everything that you're saying, if, I can't go by if, I go by what you do. All right. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. And you got to know that Eddie George was trying to get out of there. He interviewed for everything. All right. He probably even interviewed for the damn Pop the Balloon show. All right. He literally interviewed for everything. So when you know that coach is trying to get out of here, you have to have a short list already ready. It needs to be ready to go. Those guys need to be on the list. You've talked to those guys. You've put feelers out to their agents. You're ready to go. Now, to me, the stupid move was letting Brandon Fisher get out of the building.
Facts.
Because if I'm Tennessee State, Brandon Fisher is the interim head coach for the year. Period. All right. You got to do something to stop the bleeding. All right. Word on the street, you didn't want Brandon Fisher because because of his complexion. All right. And I'm gonna say this again. Any HBCU that turns down a quality head coach because the color of their skin, you're a damn fool. And you deserve everything that comes your way. All right. We've seen it done. Savannah State finally got that program on track. And then you made the move that you made a few years ago. How is that working? All right. For our adult life, we don't have a reference point on Alcorn being good before Jay Hobson got there.
Thanks.
All right. I remember going to Lorman with my dad when Alcorn played Alabama State, and there's 900 people at the game. All right. Woo! It's literally the you got the sounds of dynamite and you got players' parents. That's it. So am I lying? There was a stretch of time from the mid 2000s up until Jay Hobson that Valley was actually a better football program than Alcorn. All right.
1995, brother.
Right. So if you're in that position where you feel like you can't hire somebody because of their complexion, but then you complain about us not getting opportunities at the other level and racism and this, that, and other, you're a hypocrite. And like I said, you deserve whatever comes your way. Good luck. Have fun with that, Tennessee State.
Okay. You guys have aficionados, beyond aficionados. Let me ask you this question. Pitch to throw this to y'all. Give me, if you're the AD, I want to say AD. If you're a consultant for the AD, and he says, "Hey, give me a recommendation." I want a recommendation from everybody, including myself. I'm gonna start with Zoe. Your recommendation for the TSU job. One, he says, "Hey, I just need a recommendation." One guy that you recommend for the position.
I got 2 off the rip, but I'm gonna say Teddy Keaton and Ken Evans.
Teddy Keaton, Kitten Evans. Okay, Kitten Evans, the current quarterback coach at A&M, and Teddy Keaton is the head coach at Clark Atlanta. Just want to give everybody some context to that. BJ, who you got? Give me a recommendation. You can give me 2 since Zoe always got to do something different.
I would probably say Teddy Keaton. I would throw him in that list. And another one, I would go a tad bit off the radar. And Scotty, you said this before. I know Zoe, you said it before in the past, but I will see what Tony Anise at Ferris State want to do.
Man, listen.
I would see what he wants to do. Now, would he leave Ferris State? Because I know people hear Ferris State and go D2 and like, oh, it's a step up. You might want to go look at Ferris State's facilities before you think that that's a step up to TSU.
Facts.
But I will have to kick the tires. You got to tell me no.
Got to tell me no. Got to tell
me. I think he got to tell me more no. I think he got to tell me hell no.
You sure? I mean, it's just you just come see the campus. Just come. Nashville's beautiful this time of year.
We got some facilities too now. We got some facilities too.
Yeah, Texas State got some facilities.
Yeah, they got some facilities now.
Jay, what you got?
Mine is simple. First off, if I'm a consultant, I'm telling y'all tales, you're going to wait. You're going to wait, first of all. You're going to wait. This season is what it is. You're not making this call to this person I'm getting ready to say until after the season is over. But it's one person that I would love to see as the head football coach at Tennessee State. And it's Matt Leone.
I already knew it.
Matt Leone. Matt Leone is on the short list, has been on the short list for a whole bunch of jobs. Rumor mill was that he had some conversations that he might have went out there with Eddie George a couple years ago. And let's be honest. When we start talking about coordinators in the FCS, not HBCU, in the FCS, there has been far and few. You're going to have to go. It's a couple people you're going to go before you get to Matt Leone. So that's who I would. I'm talking about not today, but after we get past the season, that day, season end, you done lost every game in conference. Not now. Oh, not now. You know what I mean? Let that man keep his job. His job, we got a job to do at 1801 Fairwood Street. Let him finish his job. But I would call Matt Leone. This is a serious, bona fide coach. And I think that in the right opportunity, like a situation like a Tennessee State, where let's keep really expectations right now, he would walk into the door with expectations like, do what you can.
Yeah.
Do what you can. I think that would be a great fit for him. Who you got?
I'm gonna give you 2. I didn't think about this name until it came up today. Somebody hit me up. I love Reggie Barlow for this position, and the reason I like Reggie Barlow for this position is because of the UFL, the whole professional league. He has those connections. Kids will be interested. He got the NFL connection, he got the UFL connections. I think kids will be interested to come, and he's a great recruiter. He has an eye for talent. Reggie Barlow can't do nothing else. He got an eye for talent. I like that. Of course, Tony Anise, that's a gimme. But my sleeper, and I'm kind of going the same lane you're going, Josh, Tony Hall. Listen, I think people don't give Tony Hall enough credit for his resume. At Kansas State, ULM, at Grambling, everywhere he's gone, the offense has gotten better. That's just what he does. He is an offensive-minded guy. He's an offensive guru. And I think when you're talking about Tennessee State, you're talking about trying to rebuild. Man, listen, defense wins championships, but offense sells tickets. Okay, that's just the name of the beast. And I think he'll give you a show to go watch. I think he can go find. He's a great recruiter. He's been in those rooms. He's done those big time recruits. I like Tony Hall for this position. Now, I'm cool enough with Tony Hall to be like, make sure that check gonna clear. Okay, make sure that check gonna clear before you sign the paperwork. All right, don't
you gotta take 50% down first. Hey, 50% down. You gotta give me half.
I need a deposit, dog.
I need earnest money.
Facts.
You know, I need some earnest money. You know what I'm saying? I can't have it. You know, wait till the 15th to cash this and we good.
Oh, no.
I can't do nothing.
Ain't no weeks in the hole. Ain't no no. I need my money on time.
Right? So, but I would definitely Tony Hall. And listen, my ringer, and I'm going way off script, right? With Zoe. My ringer is Langston, the Langston coach. Quentin Morgan, right? Like, if you're talking about a guy that has rebuilt I'm talking about rebuilt, right? With little to nothing at Langston. I think you give him Tennessee State, it's the same position, and then that's it what it is. And I
know what's got it. I actually think with everything that's going on, I actually think that's probably the most logical when you talk about long term in the situation that they're in.
Yeah,
I think Quinn Morgan probably the best home run hire for them. You know what I'm saying? Because of where he's going from to going to Tennessee State and can probably stay there long enough to weather the storm, especially the jump and pay for him too. So that probably would be long term, short term, and long term, probably the best fit for them.
Do you guys feel like Quinn Morgan's? Because I remember he was red hot a couple of years ago. Do you feel like that's kind of cooled down a little bit? And I think some of it are factors that he can't control, some financial difficulties that they have at Langston. And I think people look at their win-loss record and kind of wonder, like, is it slipping away from him? But I think Quentin is one of those guys. Well, I just knew he was going to grab one of these D2 jobs that came open.
Yeah. Unfortunately, man, we've seen ice cubes put inside of the cup of Quentin Morgan, man. And it is a large portion of that is things that was out of his control, man. And you hope that he can be able to get a spot like at a D2 job. We can kind of prove our concept, right? Be able to show and tell that he can be able to get this done. The unfortunate part about that is that you start looking down the periscope at what possible D2 jobs might end up opening up in this next circuit. Yeah, I'm not sure he gonna want any of these that's getting ready to come open.
Oh no, might end up being Tuskegee.
Yeah,
things not go down.
Aaron James like that. Shout out to Aaron. Talk to him at the conference, man. He's good.
Hey, Clark,
and I like Aaron James. Aaron James know he coached it.
Clark might come up in too.
Yeah,
because he might be moving up. It ain't because he getting fired.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
because he moving up.
I was about to say Teddy Keaton. Boy,
I hope he wouldn't take. I hope he wouldn't consider something like maybe the Morehouse job. I hope he wouldn't consider something like that.
I'll take Quentin Morgan at Morehouse. It can't hurt. I mean, it's Morehouse. There's no expectation.
It can't help neither, though. That's one of them jobs where it's like a double negative.
I mean, just going to a locker room across the street.
Roll the dice across the street. Clark Atlanta is an incredible job for whoever's going to come in that role next, right? Whoever gets that opportunity next after Teddy Keaton goes, because we all know we probably looking at the last season of Teddy Keaton on the Division II level.
Absolutely.
There's a few jobs that's getting ready to open up this offseason on the Division I level that are going to be impressive, and Teddy Keaton's going to snag one of these Division.
Listen, if I'm gonna say this, and I know we taking it. If I'm Bethune-Cookman, I'm letting Little Bill go, and I'm taking Teddy Keaton. I'm just telling you that right now. I'm letting Little Bill go. Teddy, come holler at you. Half the team is from Florida anyway.
Yeah,
jam.
Good. That'll be a good mix right there. Oh man, that'd be such a good mix.
We can pretty much guarantee UAPB will probably be open after this season.
Oh, that's a done deal.
Hey, UAPB is always open after 4 years.
That's a cycle up there.
I wouldn't want to see Teddy Keaton at UAPB. Man.
I don't either.
I wouldn't do him like that.
UAPB.
I hope he wouldn't do himself like that, Paul.
They may already have that coach though.
Ooh,
yeah.
Oh
yeah. Listen,
oh yeah.
listen.
I wouldn't even wish that on her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't. I know Tennessee State ain't no better, but it is better. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's Nashville. You know what I'm saying? Like you could sell that to kids. You know what I'm saying? But UAPB, you can't sell that.
I do think I think the Bethune job is pretty much a lock for somebody like a Teddy Bridgewater though.
If their AD ain't coaching basketball, maybe, but I don't think he's going to go down that path. I really
what else you expect for him to do?
If they pull out Teddy Bridgewater, FAMU's in trouble.
Yeah,
real
trouble. Because unless Cozy, I'm sorry, I know, but I want to say
we here now. We here now.
Yeah, let's be here, right? If Cozy does not win, because I want to be very open and honest right here. Cozy has no swag, right? He doesn't have an aura about him I like
them glasses though.
Cozy, Cozy doesn't have an aura like your coach at NCCU,
like Trey out. No, he don't got that swag.
Like Willie,
natural swag.
Man, like he ain't got no swag. So you gotta win. There ain't no other way around. You on a Bill Belichick type of stuff, right? Like if you don't win, people don't like you. It's very simple. It ain't no other way around it, right? Where you
ain't getting the girls. You ain't getting the girls because of your looks. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting the girls because of your looks. So you better have some personality.
Wow.
You better have some money. Or you better have some money. Because if you ain't got no money, it ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
I don't mean no.
So if Cozy has another down year and Bethune is able to slide Teddy Bridgewater, it's a wrap.
Man.
It's a wrap for that Florida Classic. It's a wrap. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you right now, it's a wrap. So be very mindful if I'm FAMU. Be very mindful that Cozy should be on a very, 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 very short leash. That's just me personally. So, but I'm off that block.
They go a couple more seasons in the wrong direction, in the opposite direction, y'all. I know we got to get the second to go, but they go a couple more seasons in the opposite direction. You could see a really big name end up taking that FAMU job. I ain't gonna say no names who I think. I got ideas of who I think. I got ideas, but we got to get the second and goal. So as we go to second and goal, NFL free agency. These are just some of the notable moves we've seen. There's been a bunch of other moves happen as well. So I'm gonna go to you. As we look at the landscape across the NFL free agency, and these are the four we chose to kind of highlight this week. Are there any other ones on top of these? Are there any other ones that you want to highlight, including these? I know for me, off the top of my head, 3 years, $100.5 million to Sam Darnold. My son ain't playing number quarterback, but I'm gonna pass it to you. Zoe, what you think, dog?
I like it's two for me. It's gonna be Devontae Adams and Justin Fields. And the reason why I highlight these two for different things, Justin Fields is a very key cog, a very big chess piece, a move, because it totally impacts two teams, right? Because now he's going to the Jets and he set himself up. He didn't go long-term deal. I think he, on a prove-it deal, basically, but he's in a driver's seat. Because, again, if he proves himself in the Jets, he can really maximize and get a really, really huge contract. But also with him leaving the Jets and going to the Jets, what it does now, it creates a quagmire in Pittsburgh. Now it's like they don't know what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Where they're going to draft another quarterback, putting some in for Aaron Rodgers, and, not knowing what they're going to do with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And so now you look at Devontae. The reason I love the move with Devontae is you lose your receiver to Seattle, and then now you got Devontae, who I think the Rams are on the cusp. Mind you, they were the only team that really, did it to Philly last year the way that they did it to him, right? And the Rams look good. The Rams, I believe, are. The Rams look good. The Rams look good.
No, what you said before that.
Hey, they did it to him the way they did it to him.
It ain't a pause. They did it. I mean, they gave him the business, and so
they
gave him the business. So Devontae, I believe he can actually tilt the power offensively for them. Look, Stafford has another year or two, playing at the level that he's playing at. got a good head coach. They got a good offensive philosophy. Got a good defense. They just need a few pieces, and I think they did so by getting Devontae Adams. So pairing him up with a solid quarterback, I think is a damn good move for the Rams.
Okay, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, Scott.
Is Devontae, help me out, is Devontae Adams still that guy? Because I don't think he's that guy anymore.
I think he's still a top 10 receiver in this league.
Oh, okay.
But that's a drastic fall from at one point he was unanimous the number one guy.
He was that guy. And
I can add that. He's still him. It hasn't been that much drop off. It's look at where he went to. Look at for the past 2 seasons, look at what he did and look who he was playing with and under the situation that they were in. So that plays a factor.
That is a telltale sign, though. If you got to be with an Aaron Rodgers in his prime to really.
I wouldn't say Aaron Rodgers in his prime. I would just say good quarterback play. Look at what.
But his quarterback was Aaron Rodgers.
He chose to go to the Raiders because of the boy that now was at the Saints.
Carr.
Yeah, but he went there because that's a personal thing because they're personally friends with the college together. Look, I get it. I get that. But what I'm saying is one and one got to make two. He made a decision to go play with his friend. His friend, we all know Derek Carr ain't it. Let's keep it a book. Now that's
but we all knew that. We all could see that from a mile away.
But that's two different things. We're talking about him as a receiver. Now that's a different conversation. Talking about Derek Carr, I'm saying that he made a personal decision to go play with his friend. Derek Carr ain't it. But what I'm saying is that's still a reduction at quarterback play in comparison to what he was, what he had. Because Derek Carr knew,
you still got to throw the ball.
Devontae Adams ain't no damn top 10 receiver in the NFL right now.
I got him at least 9. God,
no, he is. I know what you're thinking.
I got him at 9.
Name the top 10 and then name who you sliding him in there over.
Man, hold up, man.
All right, so
let's go there.
Let's go. Okay. Number one,
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Number 2, Justin
Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
Number 3.
Do we consider Debo?
Debo in the top 10.
Debo not in the top 10 for me.
I don't think he's a top 10 guy.
Debo Samuel?
No.
A top 10 receiver? No,
I don't.
Top 10?
No,
hell no.
Okay.
No,
I don't.
No, negative.
Tyreek Hill? What's my boy?
Top 10?
I got Garrett Wilson in there. I got
Garrett Wilson.
You can put Drake London in there of the year he had last year.
Oh man, I'm not putting Drake in there for no.
CeeDee Lamb gotta be. CeeDee Lamb's up there.
CeeDee Lamb up there.
Be in there.
I'm about to say Puka.
Puka in there. Yep. Puka in there.
Puka got in there.
Hold on. And I still got number 10. I still got DJ in there at number 10 now.
DJ who?
DJ Moore.
Oh, I'm not. DJ Moore ain't no top 10.
Bro, you crazy.
Hey, I mean,
DK Metcalf is definitely in there. But we starting to get thin now.
AJ Brown. Ross St. Brown.
He dropped too many passes for me. But okay, yeah.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
That's 7. We had 7.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper ain't no top 10.
Can we go Cooper?
Not no more.
Not
no more. I can't give him.
Can we go Devontae Smith then?
I go 10. I go Devontae.
I can't give Vontae in there yet. Can
we go Jalen Waddle?
No, not top 10.
You don't think we go Jalen Waddle? How about Brandon Ayuk?
Nope.
Did y'all go Tyreek Hill?
I think Tyreek Hill's a top 10 receiver.
I think
ain't no way in the world I'm putting.
What about Stephon Diggs?
Nah,
that's not about Stephon Diggs. Injury prone.
T. Higgins, I don't
know. Hold on. Hold on. Neither one of y'all said nothing about Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, we did. I said I don't see Garrett Wilson yet. I said yeah. I said I'm cool with putting him in there, but I don't know. He iffy. He on the borderline.
No Devontae Smith.
So I'm saying I'm saying now, come on, y'all. I've got him at 9 or 10.
Who you talking about?
I got Vontae Adams at 9 or 10.
That's fair. I mean, when you start naming, you're like, yeah. Because I'll take Devontae over George Pickens. That's me.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah.
I'll take him over CD Lamb's already in the top 10. We already got CD Lamb up there. You know.
Hey, when we was
Hold on. I got a question.
Hold on, wait. No, Scott. No, we did not say CD Lamb. We didn't say CD Lamb.
Yes, we did.
No,
Yes,
CD
yes,
up
it
there,
is.
though.
Hold on, but I would look.
Yeah,
The name is coming. The name is coming now because I was going to mention it, bro. We're gonna sit here and slight Chris Olave.
That's a good point.
Too young.
You can't. And I'm gonna tell you this: if Lad McConkey have another year like he had
Oh, that
his
white
rookie
boy
year,
cold. That
you gotta
white
put him
boy
up there.
cold.
He cold.
He at least
He
at
cold.
12. Lad at
cold.
least at 12.
Nico.
Hey, hold on. Hold on. What about Terry McLaughlin?
Yeah,
You said Terry McLaurin?
from
Yeah, Terry
Washington.
McLaurin.
Yeah, that boy said McLaughlin. Come on,
I
bro.
mean, look, forgive me,
Like
dog.
I'm not putting McLaurin in there yet. I'm not putting McBride in there. That's a tight end. I'm not putting Malik Neighbors in there yet.
Nah, not yet.
Can't put
Hey, you
Jerry
still got to
Jeudy
put
in
Jerry
there.
Judy up there. Still got to put Jerry
Come
Judy up
on.
there.
Hold on, if you gonna put Jerry
That's
Jeudy,
why I
hold
said
on,
it. That's
hold
why.
on.
See, that's why I ain't even want to go down to Jerry Jeudy.
Hold on. Now you can say Jerry Jeudy. I still could bring in crazy to sound Amari Cooper.
No.
Productivity.
No.
Right.
I would take.
I'm gonna go
Garrett
that. I'm gonna go
Wilson.
Zay Flowers or something.
If you're talking about Jerry Jeudy, I'll take. It's somebody that Zoe said. I'll take. Oh, Drake London. I'll take Drake London over Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah,
I would
That's
too.
just, I take Drake London over Jerry Jeudy. You know what I'm saying?
I take Nico Collins over Jerry Jeudy.
Nico, if he can stay
Nico
healthy,
is nice. Yeah, Nico nice.
I take Nico over Jerry Jeudy.
We already said AJ. We already said AJ Brown.
I'll say this: as far as free agency, as a Steeler fan, this has frustrated me to no avail. Like, this has really pissed me off. This has pissed me off to the point. Shout out to my wife for listening to me when I vent about these things. I told my wife, because my wife has always made the joke that we'll go be a Falcons household, and I like, no, we're not. All right.
You on your way?
It was so bad. I was so mad that I told my wife, babe, I'm thinking about just supporting the hometown team. And soon as I said that, the Falcons do the most Falconist shit ever.
what the fuck?
Which is keep
Kirk Cousins.
You got your franchise quarterback there, bro. Why are you keeping Kirk Cousins there, man? I don't
because
understand.
Nobody wants to take on that contract. You know what his contract look like?
I know it's bad, and it's all hard, and it's all to the hard cap.
Oh, he just got that roster bonus this week too.
Yeah,
$10 million.
Yeah, $10 million. All hard cap.
So let's real quick. Let's go over this top 10 real quick. Jamar. Yes. Let's everybody say yes, right? Jamar.
Okay.
Justin.
Yes.
Easy.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
CD Lamb.
Yes.
CD Lamb.
Okay.
That's 4.
I just want to make sure we all on the same page.
But I'm just saying, you said them too.
I'm just giving you 10. We ain't doing it in numbers. You just give it 10.
DK.
I'm not a fan of DK.
We didn't say whether or not DK was in there.
I don't think he's a top 10 receiver. That's just me.
Okay. All right.
I think he's a freak of nature, but
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yes.
Easy. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That's 5.
That's what we have 5. Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
Okay.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson got to be up there.
Garrett
Wilson.
Okay, that's 7. Boy, you getting so disrespectful right now.
Hey, real talk.
Who you waiting on?
Mike Evans, bro.
We was getting ready to say Mike Evans. That's 8.
That's
Mike
8.
Evans.
Puka.
That's 8.
Puka's 9.
Puka, that's 9.
That's 9.
Vontae at 10. Everybody else we said nah to. Who else we
I
got?
ain't putting Devontae Smith over DJ Moore, bro.
I ain't say Devontae Smith. I'm talking about
Devontae Adams.
Oh.
Man, ain't no way in the world you taking.
I'll take Vontae over. I'll take Vontae over DJ. I'll take Devontae.
Ain't no way in the world you gonna do him like that, so don't do that.
No. I said I'm not taking over Devontae. I thought you said Devontae Smith. I'm like, no, I take DJ Moore over Devontae Smith. So I wrote that top 10. Devontae coming in at 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had him at 9 or 10. That's all I'm saying. I had him in there.
So,
but I mean, it still don't take away from the fact that this is starting to get a little erroneous. 2 years, $46 million for a receiver that's clearly trending in the opposite direction. is still that's a little bit too. I'm gonna be honest, that's a little bit too expensive for me, especially.
Oh,
when
we
you
forgot
know,
one.
Who?
Oh, we
Who?
forgot one.
Who?
Y'all ain't gonna think about this, but it just hit me.
Who?
Brian Thomas from Jacksonville.
Man, I'm not putting that.
No, not on 1 year. No, I like Brian Thomas too. I
BJ.
like Brian Thomas. I really do. I like Brian
BJ.
Thomas too.
Well, see you.
I
know
like
what you
Brian
just did?
Thomas too.
See, BJ, you know what you just did? See, now
What?
you just did like me. See, you took productivity over substance. Because see, Brian Thomas got productivity. That's
He
what you
productive
going with.
as heck. He productive as heck. But
That's what you going with.
Motherfucker damn near had 1,300 yards receiving this past year.
That's a fact. He did. About what, 14 yards short? 16, 18 yards short or something like that?
Yeah,
It's a no for me, dog.
I can't do it right now. He gotta have another year like that.
I gotta see it. I gotta see it again.
Y'all let Lad McConkey have another like 2 years. Like that
he gonna be on the contract.
He gonna be on the contract.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So,
him and Brock Bowers.
That white boy cold.
Brock Bowers
He
is a problem.
That white
He a problem.
He cold.
with a trash quarterback.
They mess
He
around.
cold
They,
as
you feel me?
With
They
a
mess
trash
around. They
quarterback.
mess around and go get a quarterback. They mess around and go get a quarterback.
Dog.
They got
Kirby
Geno
Smart.
now. I know they got Geno. I don't know what that's gonna look like.
So I'm saying, I mean, you was talking about Devontae and why he had no production. Brock Bowers out here looking like a Pro Bowler. He was a Pro Bowler.
Yeah. Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. If you gotta have a quarterback in his prime, multi-time MVP, for you to really shine like that, are you really shining?
It's Justin Jefferson and had a few QBs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, man, have Sam.
No, he made it happen with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, man, Sam Darnold look good.
No, people started to believe that Sam Darnold wasn't Sam Darnold towards the middle of the end of the season.
Resurrected that man's career. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that paper.
$100 million.
The Seahawks gave that man money like we don't know who Sam Darnold is.
Thanks. I ain't never gonna forget what you was in Carolina, Sam.
Alabama owe him a Christmas gift every year he's in the league because that's how he did them. But let me talk to you guys with these teams because Justin Fields, BJ, you're a Steelers fan. How do you like the move? What do you feel about the move? Do you feel you should have kept Justin for the future? You stick with Russell? You go get Aaron Rodgers? How did you feel about the Justin Fields, the Jets? Which I think is a great move for the Jets, but how did you feel about the Steelers?
Justin felt disrespected by the franchise. The Steelers offered him an opportunity to stay. He wanted to go somewhere where he was going to be the number one guy, and I don't blame him for that, right? I would say this is a Steeler fan, just being objective. The Steelers have mismanaged the quarterback position from 2018 all the way forward to today. The Steelers waited too long to draft an heir apparent to Ben Roethlisberger. That's the first problem. Then when you did draft it, you draft a heir apparent to Ben Roethlisberger. It was after the fact. And then what you did is that you overdrafted Kenny Pickett, right? And it's been a revolving door at quarterback. You're trying to fix a problem via free agency. You get Russ, you get Justin Fields. Russ looked okay for most of the season, but went towards the end of the season, he looked old, right? He looked like he had lost a step or two. And Justin Fields, for whatever reason, I don't know, his vision. Sometimes he doesn't know where to get the ball to. But I think as a Steeler fan, man, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated the way that we mismanaged the quarterback position, and now you're having to rely on either a 37-year-old Russell Wilson or a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Like this is the position that you've put yourself in, and I'm telling you, if Aaron Rodgers is our quarterback, bro, I'm out. I will just straight watch college football. I hate that Bama. That motherfucker crazy.
Hey, just a quick scoring update. Southern's women right now are up by 22 points on UC San Diego. This halftime, they're up by 22 points, 42-20 at halftime. Good Lord. Good Lord.
Let me ask you guys this, and because I think this is what's coming down the pipe for LA Rams. I know they gave Matthew Stafford the opportunity to look for a trade. So that could be in contention and how that works out. What because as we know, if you watch the Rams in the Sean McVay area, they don't care about draft picks. They care about
No, they
veteran
don't.
players,
No.
and they'll get people third, fourth, fifth round that can fill holes and gaps and things like that. Do you think they find a trade partner with Matthew Stafford, or do they trade Matthew to a top 10 team and go up and get a draft pick? What do you feel the Rams are going to do in that move?
Personally, I think the smart move in this situation is to utilize Matthew Stafford. I look at an organization maybe like the Giants, who clearly has an issue, and at the very top of the draft are two African American quarterbacks. They clearly have some sort of an opposing affinity almost to drafting black quarterbacks. And so if I'm the LA Rams, I'm utilizing the fact that we know history is going to repeat itself with the New York Giants. And I may trade to try to get into the top 5 or the top 10 with that organization. And there's some other organizations. I mean, even you look at the Browns. The Browns could absolutely be another trade partner where you say, you know what, maybe we don't need to be up this high in the draft. We're not going to get a quarterback. We're not going to go get somebody that we think is going to come in and change and ebb and flow our organization. So maybe we trade to get all the way up there. We add some trade capital, some draft capital with it, and we go up there and we go get our quarterback for the future. Could you imagine a Shedeur Sanders in LA?
Ooh, that's tough.
Could you imagine him in Pittsburgh?
I really can't. I really can't really imagine. I'm just playing, BJ. I'm just messing. Yeah, I could imagine him in Pittsburgh.
I got Shedeur going to the Saints, though. Seriously, I do.
All right, so let's go ahead and make that pivot because that's where we headed to. Listen. I think with the Steelers, who's the running back that y'all had? Harris?
No, he going to San Diego.
He gone?
I like that. Not San Diego.
I like that backup you had. I think he was better.
Not San Diego.
Oh, yeah, the Chargers.
LA.
Same
LA. Same thing.
Man, same thing, man. The people in LA don't care about them.
And offensively, I don't know. I don't know if it's a good fit. Like I mean, I like DK. I like George Pickens and DK and everything like that. And I like the backup running back. I thought he was better than Najee Harris that y'all guys had for the Steelers. I just offensively, I don't know if it works.
Our offensive coordinator is not. I'm not a fan of his.
Yeah, so offensively, I don't know if it works. But with Kellen Moore, and I told Zoe this, and y'all probably gonna crucify me for it because Zoe kind of wanted to crucify me. I said Kellen Moore and Shedeur are very similar, and okay, I'm not crazy. I just want
they are
as quarterbacks in college. They are very similar in how they throw, how the offense that they ran, and how it was built for them. And I think if you're just talking about understanding the player, I think that's the best situation for him to walk into as understanding the player of who Shedeur is. Do I think the better scheme will be the Rams? Sean McVay's scheme is crazy.
Yeah.
But just understanding the player and the individual and the quarterback, I think Kellen Moore and Shedeur could see eye to eye. That's just my little 2 cents.
A lot of folks don't remember, man. A lot of the same knocks that Kellen Moore had coming out of college are some of the same knocks that Shedeur has now, right? He held the ball a little too long. Was not very, very athletic, but could be able to get out of the pocket if he needed to. But had incredible IQ and great ball placement. Right. And that was Kellen Moore, y'all. I mean, I know a lot of folks probably watching the show. They probably don't remember that. You on the show, you watching the show with 4 guys we really study and live this. Right. And so when I remember Kellen Moore was a guy who, if you gave him time, he was going to torch you.
He was the all-time. I think Kellen Moore is still the all-time leader in completions in the FBS football history.
Correct.
Kellen Moore would almost every game have like these ridiculous stat lines where he completed 80-something% of his passes. He just knew where to put the football. Like, and he didn't put the football in harm's way. And Shedeur's the same way.
So when I'm looking at that, and I'm like, Kellen Moore, because when Zoe brought it up, I said the Saints, but then I was like, oh shoot, I'm like Kellen Moore. I'm like, if he can, because what Kellen Moore runs in the pros is not good. Like you can see what you saw at the Eagles. I've seen it at the Cowboys for the last 5 freaking years. It's a whole bunch of run to the sticks, turn your ass around, comebacks. Shit's ass, okay? But what he did with the Eagles,
hold on, God,
ass, bro. Dog, I hated it. I suffered through it. Listen to what I'm telling
And
you.
he ain't lying.
he ain't lying, but that was crazy.
I seen it up close and personal. Like he came over to watch the Cowboys and 49ers playoff game. My man got up from his seat and walked out the front door and was just in my front yard, just looking at the sky, bro. Like
it was tight, bro. I've seen it. I suffered it, right? So if he can get back to that Boise State Eagles kind of combination of intertwining those offenses, I think he could really find something special with them as a combination. I really do. With Drake London, Alvin Kamara, give him Jason Tatum, Jason Hill, Tatum, whatever. Put him at tight end, maybe ace back or however you want to use him. Get him a solid tight end.
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It could really roll. It could really do something. But I know you want to cut in.
No, I was going to say it just makes sense because again, the Giants, we have enough data with them to know that they're not going to draft a black quarterback. They're allergic to it. They're just not going to do it.
Not.
And then you look at the other teams, what the needs are, what's likely to happen. And again, we also have to take into account other teams possibly trying to move up to make a trade. And when you look at who's picking and what they need, I'm telling you, it's not a foregone conclusion that the Saints could actually make that move because I totally feel that the Giants are going to draft Jackson Dart. Made up my mind, it's going to happen. All right. And then now you have this trend where everybody's talking about the quarterback from Louisville being a late first-round quarterback, possibly the first pick in the second round. That gives even more credence. I'm telling you.
Oh, they love Tyler Show.
The film don't lie.
That gives even more credence to Shador dropping. But again, the Saints pick at number 10. Number 9. So you see what I'm saying? That's not a meteoric drop. You know what I'm saying? It could happen. And so I think I think if that happens, then now you talk about the Saints possibly getting another pick later on to fortify other things with that offense. And again, Kellen Moore, first-time head coach. You want to pair a first-time head coach with a quarterback, and that's typically what you see happen in the NFL when they started. So I think it'll be a dope thing to see them get to the Saints. It's in a dome stadium, great fan base. First time in a brand new offense. I think Shador can grow in that environment and be a damn good NFL QB.
We still got a little bit of time on this, man. What we will do here at First and Goal is produce a mock draft. We'll put out what we believe, all 4 of us believe are going to be the first 32 picks in the draft. We'll put it out so you guys can be able to see it, and then we'll come back here on the show and discuss it. Last thoughts before we get ready to take this break as it pertains to the NFL draft aftermath. BJ Jones, let's go to you.
The thing that I am consistently thrown off by is this love affair with 2 quarterbacks. One is Jackson Dart. The other one is Tyler Shuff from Louisville. First of all, I've seen Jackson Dart. Okay. Did you watch Jackson Dart against Kentucky last year? Did you watch Jackson Dart against Mississippi State last year? Did you watch Jackson Dart against Auburn the year before? Did you watch Jackson Dart against Arkansas the year before? Like, there's a bunch of games where I'm like, did you watch him against Georgia year before last?
LSU this year.
I can even say last year because that wasn't because of him. That was like turnovers and stuff like that. I don't get it. Okay. I don't get it. Tyler Show, I understand he was all world coming out of high school. And sometimes when people be all world coming out of high school, you feel like they're just supposed to be that, right? He's like Christian Hackenberg. You told us Christian Hackenberg was the man when he was in the 10th grade, and you never came off of it. Regardless of how terrible he looked at Penn State, you never came off of it. He was gonna be the man one way or the other, right? And I feel like that's the same thing with Tyler Show. I've watched him play the game of football. The dude, he ain't no damn first rounder. Like, he's not. I mean, he could be a wonderful kid. Man, probably comes from a great family. His mom probably makes great muffins and all that other good stuff. He ain't a first round quarterback. All right. They probably rewind all their tapes before they sent them back to Blockbuster. He ain't the first round draft pick. I'm sorry.
They had that rewind feed too. That thing used to suck. But go ahead.
Go ahead, Scotty. Last thoughts before we get ready to take this commercial break. As far as the draft,
You know, I'm a Jackson Dart fan. I listen. I don't know if you draft him before Shador, but I do like the gunslinger mentality of a Jackson Dart. I really do.
I think he's Zach Wilson. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just gotta say it. I'm sorry, y'all. I think he's Zach Wilson. I think it's Zach Wilson all over again. My bad.
Here's the thing with Jackson Dart. Look, right here at Ole Miss. Here's the thing about him. And I'll make this real brief. For all the good that he does, he cancels himself out, and he does it every game. You know, we fall in love with. He has a measurable.
The most contradictory, freaking hypocritical film I've ever seen in the world.
That's what I'm saying. For all the good that he does, he cancels himself out. He does.
But the boy do. He got an arm.
Dog, and
Yeah, you do.
He reminds me, and people might disagree. He gives me Justin Herbert vibes because Justin Herbert was in the same type of boat to where you're like, I don't know his makeup, I don't know his moxie. Because when he got mollywopped by Bo Nix, everybody was like, is he really that guy? He didn't really show up. He didn't, he got those monikers put on him, and he's been a solid pro. He hasn't been all world, but he's been a solid pro. And I think Jackson Dart is in that same boat of just like, if you hit, you hit. If you miss, you miss. And let's be real. If you want to, Joe Burrow before that year before Joe Burrow was not first round pick Joe Burrow, right? And he just went crazy, and he had a whole bunch of Jamars and Justin and Clyde Hilaire. He had everybody, right? But I'm high on Jackson. I think he's a second rounder. I do agree with you guys. I don't think he's a first, but supply and demand, it happens, right? I think he's a second round. I think Shador's a second round pick. That's just me personally. I don't think he's a first round pick. I don't think other than his accuracy, there's nothing else elite about him. His mind, I do like his cerebral. He's very cerebral, but you know what I'm saying? So, but I am very high on Jackson Dart. I just hope he goes to the right system, just like any other quarterback. If you go to the right place, it'll make it work.
Fella, here's a telltale thing about Jackson Dart. Ole Miss had the roster this season. They're one of the teams that should have contended for the SEC crown. And they underwhelmed because his lowlights were magnified.
They bad. That's how they lost.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So watch this. If I take that same, because remember, it's on his resume. If I take that same thing, I'm only going to elevate that to the NFL. So again, I'm going to have a better roster, good talent around me. And he's proven this season and the previous season that in big games he's going to wet the bed with his big arm because of all the good that he does. He erases it with his play.
I disagree because, and I know we gotta go to the commercial, but I disagree because I look at Dak Prescott. If Dak Prescott does not go to the Dallas Cowboys, he's not in the league. Because the first 2 years he's saved by Zeke. I mean, literally all he did was live to hand the ball off to Zeke for 2 years. And Jason Witten, he threw it to Jason Witten for the first 2 years of his whole career. And then as he got more refined, he became more of a passer. Still not a fan of him. But, it's all about what situation you go into. If he goes to, Denver or the Saints, Dak is not Dak. You just can't make me believe that, right? So I think Jackson Dart, if he goes to the right team, they can minimize I do agree with you. A lot of those, especially the last game. Jesus Christ. You're talking about a bad last game of film.
That's terrible.
God, dog.
Terrible.
Right? Because if he just played the game like Shador, you win that game. If you just keep it manageable, you don't put yourself in harm's way, you make the right throws or whatever, you just say, you know what, we're gonna punt it, whatever. You win that game because that D-line was amazing at Ole Miss. But I'm high on the attributes of Jackson Dart. I think some coaching needs to happen for him, and I think he holds
on to the ball way too long.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, I'm not opposed to the flaws. I'm not opposed.
I think ultimately we all saying the same thing we up against as far as the time, but I think ultimately we all saying the same thing. I just think if you jump up there to go take him, you putting your job on the line. Be prepared to be fired if this doesn't work out. All right. If you jump up to go get him, be prepared to get fired if this don't work out. Now,
I'm just saying, man.
hey, be prepared. Hey, be prepared to get executive of the year if it does work out. Now.
Hey,
Okay?
listen, right?
On the flip side of that, be prepared to get all the trophies in the world if this does work out. But
be prepared to get promoted.
Exactly. Yep.
To get promoted to customer.
Yeah, for sure. All right, you're gonna be right back on the couch with us watching the games if this don't work the way it's supposed to. Okay. Listen, we're gonna go ahead and take our only commercial break here tonight. We got to make sure we pay the bills. Listen, guys, please make sure you guys go to firstandgoalshow.com. That's firstandgoalshow.com and donate. We really, really, truly, man, it says a lot, a ton, the amount of donations we've been able to get here at the network, at this show. We truly, truly appreciate it, guys. Like, all jokes aside, man, please go to firstandgoalshow.com and make sure you guys donate to us. We are trying to do something unprecedented. As you guys see here on the screen, you see the chemistry. You see what we're trying to go do, and it's about taking it to the next level, but we absolutely need you. And so we're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break, our only commercial break of the night. Stick with us. This is First and Goal.
What's up, world? It's your boy, Zoe Phillips. I'm here today to introduce to you guys a game-changing HBCU sports coverage. Zoe, what are you talking about? First and Goal, the future of HBCU sports TV and HBCU sports culture. And I need you to come be a part of history. What are you talking about exactly? Look, man, as you guys know, for far too long as I've been alive, HBCU sports have been underrepresented on major networks. We pretty much just stream now and that's it. But that changes today. First and Goal is a groundbreaking new sports TV show that will bring unmatched coverage, in-depth analysis, and exclusive access to all our schools to show the rich culture and talent of HBCU athletics. And the best part, linear TV networks are already showing interest.
Say what?
You heard that right. Linear TV networks are already showing interest. So we need all of y'all to come in and be a part of history.
We ready to kick off, but we need you. Look, producing a top-tier television show takes resources. And right now, we're procuring initial startup capital to fuel this movement. The fund will cover state-of-the-art production, high-quality storytelling, and dynamic on-screen talent, all to ensure that HBCU sports get the national attention that we deserve. Come on, y'all. We ought to get what we deserve. Not what they give us, but what we deserve.
I know what you're thinking. Why invest in First and Goal? Well, let me give you 4 reasons. Number 1, come on now. It's an untapped market. There are millions upon millions of HBCU fans, sports, band fanatics all around that are looking for better coverage of their HBCU sports. Number 2, TV interest. There are networks that recognize the value of HBCU sports and want to get in the game. Simple as that, right? Number 3, growth opportunity. Listen, sports programming is at a premium. Everybody's looking to consume it. Everybody's looking to get in the game and to be on the forefront of HBCU sports and have that growth opportunity. You can't beat it. And last but not least, listen, it's a cultural impact, right? This is bigger than just the show. It is for the culture. It is for HBCU sports. So you want to know why to invest in First and Goal? I just gave you 4 reasons.
Because when you join the team, you also become a part of history. Whether you're an investor, corporate sponsor, or you just believe in the power of HBCU sports and entertainment, this is the opportunity and chance to put our brand, the HBCU sports and entertainment brand, on the highest level in the national stage. If you're a potential investor or corporate sponsor, email us at firstandgoalshow@gmail.com. Again, that's firstandgoalshow@gmail.com. While you're there, make sure you follow us on all different social media platforms so you stay up to date on all things First and Goal. Lastly, we thank you for your contribution We appreciate your partnership, and we will see you on the other side of this. Thank you. Have a very blessed day, and we'll see you soon. Yeah. Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Can we kick it? Ladies and gentlemen, as we say here, first off, we are truly, truly appreciative for everybody that has donated so far. We got some people who decided to go on a monthly retainer to see this thing through. We truly, truly appreciate every single contribution that has happened. Go to firstandgoalshow.com. That's firstandgoalshow.com to make sure that you contribute and donate to this next level, first in a lifetime type of opportunity that we look forward to being able to bring for y'all. This is about us being able to make sure we bring this forward for y'all. Go to firstandgoalshow.com and donate today, and we truly, truly appreciate it. All right, fellas, let's get into fourth. Let's go to hot topics. Forget that. Let's go to hot topics. All right. As you already see, the hottest topic on the market right now, my brother Scotty is there. He wearing the hottest topic on the market right now. Scotty, lead us in the hot topics, my brother.
Well, you know, they say everybody can't have a lovely day. You know, it's some sad J's that's got turned to L's on this platform.
Run me back one more time, Scott. Run me back one more
Well, that's nasty work.
All but till John football season comes.
That's nasty work.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Dude, you know, A Lovely Day is like A&M song, right?
I didn't know
like
that.
this they song.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's nasty work.
I'm mixing it all up today. Anyway, right? And so
make it even better. I ain't even gonna lie.
You know, so at the end of the day, you know, they turn J to an L, and then they go into they come up here to Dayton, Ohio, right down the road from me, and pull off a huge thriller in Manila, and have a crazy comeback game today. I got the video. We'll pull it up so we all can see it real quick. Boo boo.
Seconds left, and here we go. This is where dreams are made. They're going for it all. Simpson, home run play, the deflection. Oh! Layup! 0.7 seconds left. Alabama State in front. They decided to go for the gusto on that play and threw it the length of the court, thinking that somebody was going to get a hand on it. But watch this, Bureau. Everybody gets a hand on it, and they get a friendly more than
absolutely pandemonium. Alabama State pulls it out 70-68. Man, big everybody and their mama was talking about this game, fellas. How do you feel about the basketball programs and Southern winning right now against their playing game as well? So how do you guys feel about it?
I feel really good about it. Quick question. I can't recall. I remember the last time that Norfolk won the tournament, and also when Hampton beat Iowa State, but I can't recall ever a year where we had both men and women winning in the same NCAA tournament in the same year. So again, that's a good trend to have, especially from the financial, uptick and benefit that it has to the conference, since both men and women actually, won, what it does to the SWAC coffers. And so kudos to them. Knowing now the financial breakthrough that it gives, now I understand why they went to the 68 teams and why they continue to have their playing game, because it's beneficial. And it's another tournament win under your belt. So kudos to both Alabama State and to Southern. Though Southern still is playing, it's not over just yet, but kudos to them both. And it's a banner year tournament-wide for the SWAC or for HBCUs as a whole.
I mean, I will say this. Shout out to Bama State. Shout out to the folks in Montgomery. Shout out to all my Bama State people. Shout out to my pops, Bama State graduate, born in Dayton, Ohio, by the way. So that was full 360 for him. Bama State has always been one of those athletic programs where they've won in everything except the two major sports, men's basketball and football. And I've always said, if Bama State figures out those two positions, football head coach, basketball head coach, there's no such thing as we're going to hire a guy to catch them. You're going to have to hire a guy to catch them, and you're going to have to move some dirt on your campus to catch them because of what they have facility wise. I thought that those kids last night showed a lot of fight, showed a lot of perseverance. Game looked like it was going to slip away from them late. They found a way to fight back, as they've done multiple times during the year. And now they get Auburn. Auburn to Bama State is only like a 30, maybe like a 43, 44 mile ride, not far at all. Two programs are familiar with each other. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes if they literally have Goliath, the number 1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament, that they have to face off against. So we'll see how that comes out. They play on Thursday or Friday?
Thursday,
Thursday.
Well, it's gonna be real interesting.
I mean, this is.
I ain't never seen Josh freeze.
Yeah, he froze.
Secures this bag for the conference, right? It's 2 years in a row. The Southwestern Athletic Conference secures this bag, right? Last year with Grambling, this year with Bama State, right? So this is big time, man. You start looking at the implications that this has financially. Y'all know, man, business is my sport, man. And when I start seeing dollars and cents being trickled into our programs and trickled into our athletic programs, for me, you know, the game is great, right? Getting there is great and all of the pomp and circumstance. And I know we argue amongst each other and argue internally as far as from the HBCU community, but we're not talking about 2 years in a row the Southwestern Athletic Conference has been able to generate dollars directly into their conference by way of winning inside of the NCAA tournament. Now, my question goes to the MEAC. Hey, man, it's been a long time coming, ain't it? It's been a long time coming, ain't it? Hey, come on. Hey, is this thing on? Hey, man, come on now. Now, we do have a great chance to be able to do that, and we'll see what happens. But as it pertains to Bama State, man, getting this W, this is significant for a lot of different reasons. And I feel like the entire HBCU world, with the exception of a few, the entire HBCU world was all on the same team. We were all cheering for Alabama State. And again, that's with the exception of a few. But that's my thoughts.
I like it. You know, I've heard Herb say it on HBCU Nightly and other platforms many and many times. He's like, hey, basketball is a route and a way to put your program on another level. You get a couple good guys, you get the right feel, you get the right fit, get the right scheme. You make just a small run in the tournament could really change your program's life and get everything back on track. All right, last topic on Hot Topics. We're talking spring scrimmage games. Listen, you know what Prime talked about when he brought up he wants to play UNC in a professional setting. Morehouse and Clark Atlanta already ahead of the game, have already partnered with their scrimmage game, and they're going to play each other for their spring game, which I think is absolutely amazing. Great promotion, great avenue for them. Guys, overall, do you think this is a route and an avenue that you can continue seeing the trend with teams wanting and playing each other for a scrimmage for their spring game?
Not yes, but hell yes. Listen, college football is already turning into the mini pros anyway, and a lot of rights in its own right for a lot of these organizations and institutions. They already operating like the pros. All right. And nothing better than to emulate what we see. I loved what Prime said about it when he said, man, we want to try to duplicate or reciprocate a pro environment with this. We'll practice for a few days together as multiple programs, and then we'll play the spring game together. We all see that happen in the preseason in the NFL. Right? Teams, different organizations come together for a few days and they practice together. It get a little chippy, and then they get a chance to go out and play together as well. The big kicker is the NCAA going to get in the way of this? Is the NCAA going to get in the way of spring scrimmages, basically?
To me, that's the $1 million question. People can have all these ideas, but until the NCAA says, hey, you can do this, then it's a rule violation. So it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what the NCAA does. I like the idea personally. It gives you an opportunity to see what you look like. Instead of coming out of the spring with these inflated egos based on things that may have happened. No, but that's my daughter. Daddy duty. But yeah, man. She made me lose my thought. But yeah, I like the idea. And I think that this would be a good idea. I think that this is something that you can sell to TV networks. I know in the past we've had spring games on TV, and I'm gonna be honest with people watch them out of curiosity. But I think for you to get a scrimmage, I think that's something that you can really, really sell to television networks, which are only going to create more revenue.
Yeah, good.
I absolutely love the idea of it. And Colorado's actually in talks with North Carolina right now, so I think there's some traction to actually get the NCAA to overturn that rule, and it's looking like it's going to happen. But I love it for so many other different reasons. Even with regards to this NIL space, and with the portal being the way that it is, right? It's hard to gauge a lot of times seeing just in drills as just regular practice, but it's a different thing knowing that we're going to push some guys to that portal when we can see them in live action against somebody else outside of just a regular teammate. And so you can see that you can better evaluate, what you have. You can gauge it against something else because guys are literally at that point really fighting for a roster spot, right? Because you're fighting against somebody else on another team, another school rather. And then I even brought up to Scotty the whole idea of, hey, if you don't even do that, then damn it, hey, even do something of a jamboree type feel. But it goes back to what I've always believed, and that is in this new college football landscape, you have to do something different. You can't stick with the status quo. The landscape is like technology. It's changing every day. Even the college football landscape as we know it right now on March 19, 2025, guys, there's going to be a lot of traction and things that's going to change by the time opening day gets here on Labor Day weekend. You know what I'm saying? So we can't rest on our laws, and we have to be forward thinking. And that's the problem. We're in all different aspects within our program and in the landscape of college ball. So I definitely love it. I love the idea. And again, I would love to see, for example, Jack State get with Southern, you know what I'm saying? And hey, if it's not out of state, it could be some local. Jack State and Valley get together, you know what I'm saying, for 3 practices during the week and then meet up and have a scrimmage on Saturday. And you can actually sell that. And again, you're talking about getting people who have the itch during the spring to want to have a homecoming type feel to tailgate and do what they do on a weekend. Not just your fans, but then bring some others. And so I think it's a damn good idea.
Yeah, I love it. And what I really love about it is that maybe people who haven't tailgated before because they couldn't afford the regular season prices, you give them a spring tailgate price that's more feasible. Get the family out there, get the kids out there. It's a more relaxed environment. It's not too hectic, too rowdy. You know what I'm saying? And it's still a great environment. And to all you guys' point, listen, man. I know somebody said I read that the NCAA doesn't allow it. 5 years ago, you could have wrote a list of all the things the NCAA didn't allow.
That's a fact.
And they don't have any leverage right now either.
Dog, they just trying to keep a hold of something, right? So it's
right.
like, hey, you want to play somebody? Go ahead. We don't care. We don't mind. Do your thing. Like that's where the NCAA is at right now.
What else is it that you want to do?
What else?
Oh, you go ahead. No problem with
It's
that.
They're not going to deny them because
you don't even have to ask me that.
They're not going to deny them because the mere thought of the Power Four breaking away from the NCAA is the one thing they don't want. The NCAA only has the NCAA tournament. That's their carrot that they have.
Listen,
so they don't want to block the Power Four.
The analogy that I have for you is the NCAA is a parent. They got paperwork on them. All right. Somebody done filed CPS on you, and you're very conscious about what you can do to your child now. Okay, that's really what it is. You got paperwork on you. They done told somebody you done hit them. Now every time you like, okay, Johnny, it's okay. It's all right. You're fine. You got paperwork on you. They got sued, and they're moving differently because they know we're at it is a swinging pendulum that at any time this thing can go off the rail and the train can get off the tracks, and there is no coming back. You know what I'm saying? So if you're talking about spring scrimmages, like that's small stuff compared to what NIL and house settlements and all the big money that they talk about. It was like, God, I wish it was just about spring game scrimmages. You know what I'm saying? So that should be an easy squash and an easy way to get around it. And listen, I like the D2 saying, F it. I don't care. We doing it anyway. Like, tell us no. You know what I'm saying? Tell us no. And I think in this day and age, that's how you got to approach the NCAA. Tell us no.
Yeah. You don't say nothing to them. How you gonna come say something to me? If I'm D2, that's what I'm gonna say. You don't say nothing to them.
Right.
When they be out here doing all this other stuff, why you gonna come say something to me? Why you picking me up? Oh, you don't think we'll leave too?
But that's always been the underlying joke about the NCAA is that, people will say, "Oh my God, Duke got in trouble, North Carolina got in trouble," and what that really means is that now somebody like Alcorn is about to catch all hell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with
doing too much.
Hold on, Disney was a little bit too close. Wanted to make sure y'all didn't hear that.
You got low key.
Yeah,
got Disney on the screen right there with that one.
It was.
Yeah, that was Disney on the screen right there. Have a spring championship?
That's a little too much.
That's dun,
No, that's a little bit too far.
You live
but
up in them clouds.
I think you could do the game, and I think you do the joint practices and the scrimmage.
A scrimmage makes perfect sense, man. I just think a scrimmage makes perfect sense. You got a game like this, you got a ticketed event. I love the idea that I heard from Scotty when he said you get the opportunity. Most folks who can't afford to be able to get, the tailgating package during the season. Here you go. You got an opportunity. This is how you grow an audience. This is how you grow a consuming audience. This is how you grow your fan base. Those people who want to be able to come to the games and want to be able to tailgate and take the entire experience in. Now you got an opportunity to do so at a smaller ticket price, right? You ain't gonna charge the same ticket price for this one spring scrimmage that you would charge during the season, and your tailgate price is gonna be lower. The merch is gonna be a little bit more affordable. It's not gonna be the merch that you get during the season, all right? It's not gonna be that same merch, but you're gonna get some merch, right? And now you got an opportunity to grow and evolve an audience through the spring and really be able to go out and go get. Listen, spring ball, from everything I know, spring is not included in most scenarios with your conference media rights deal.
Nope.
Yep.
That's a bag of money you can go get yourself.
Yep.
Whether you want to go get a local television deal,
regionally,
nationally, if you can go get it done, if you can afford to get that done nationally, streaming, whatever it is you want to choose to go do. But this is an opportunity where I even think, even for HBCUs, this is an opportunity for you to take a little bit of leverage for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't tired of getting smacked in the back of the neck. Here you go.
And I like and I love what Josh said about taking that pot, because I look at it like this: is that making it a competitive scrimmage, I can sell the tickets. Just coming out to watch my team battle each other, it's like, why am I paying for this? But when you're making it a competitive scrimmage, like Zoe said, a live quarter, maybe one live quarter and everything else, maybe 7-on-7 here, and it's engaging, it's fun, it's entertainment. And I'll say this, it's a way to get some of these rivalries in that you don't have to play during the season, right? So it's like, if you don't want to play D2 schools during the season, hey, we can do a D2 scrimmage with one of the local D2s that we used to play, or do something like that, and just keep it fun and engaging or whatever. I know they ain't no giving it up, but I'm just saying, like, if teams are looking to be more serious about competing in FCS terms, is like, hey, let's schedule that Alabama State and Tuskegee as a spring scrimmage. That might be that'll be entertaining in itself. You get what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that, to me, that I think you can really hang your hat on and really take it to another level. And I think it's a great opportunity for HBCUs to, like Josh said, to make another pool of money that is separate from what you thought you were going to make during the regular season.
Fellas, we got a few more minutes left here in the show. Let's get ready to go 4th and goal, and then we got to go final thoughts. UGA settlement payout. It became public knowledge a little while back, a couple of weeks ago, how the University of Georgia was going to pay out and distribute its revenue share amongst all of its sports teams, including its most important team and clearly its largest draw being football, occupying 75% of the revenue sharing pool for obvious reasons. Men's basketball occupying 15% of the revenue sharing pool. Women's basketball coming in at 5%, and then all other sports will share the same 5% of the revenue sharing pool. When you look at this as a structured option for what is going to probably be some similar on the P4 level, not even taking into context, when this is a conversation that's a little bit too rich for a lot of the other programs. This is a conversation we're going to have at a completely different level. When you look at this and you look at this payout and this revenue sharing structure, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you, Scotty?
Men's basketball that I'm like, damn, you can make $200,000. Like if you just make the team, like I could be on the bench drinking Gatorade and be making $200,000. Man, sign me up. I'm sorry. Like that to me is just I'm just like, man, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say this. I know a lot of people are like, man, these kids and these. I look at it like this, man. If I look at it like people like Josh, people like BJ. Imagine if you were playing football and you knew you weren't going to the pros, but you used your money that you made for those 3 or 4 years to put yourself in a position that could change your life forever. You make $200,000, you invest it right, you do whatever, you put it in some homes, you buy a business, you invest whatever that could possibly be. That
no debt.
Dog, no debt, whatever, and no debt. I love it on the fact of yes, are you going to see the kids with chains? Yes. Are you going to see kids with challengers and chargers and super? Yes, you're going to see it. But at the same time, you're going to get a kid who does right with the money and he puts himself in position that he wouldn't have been able to if he did not have this NIL money, which Georgia is making money off of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I absolutely love it, man. The women's sports and all the other athletics, I'm glad they're getting something. But as the bulk of the revenue should have gone to football, maybe it should have been a little bit 80-85%, a little bit more. But other than that, man, that man's basketball, bro. That's some life-changing money.
Yeah, I love it just because as a parent, going to collegiate sports now, you can actually have a full outline plan for your collegiate career. And that's without going to the NFL or to the NBA, right? So let's just say, for example, you are a basketball player. You come into college, if you're getting $200,000, mind you, that's $200,000 guaranteed just from being on the roster. We're still talked about NIL and what they could offering as well. And so think about it. If let's just round it off, Scott. It says $250,000. That's a guaranteed $1 million in 4 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I could sit here and say, okay, you know what? And guess what? If I go along the route to say I'm going to redshirt 1 year and I guarantee myself to get my degree as well as my master's degree, and then if I don't make the league, at least I have a next egg to go out into the real world to start with. You know what I'm saying? No student loans, no debt. And yeah, I may spend a little money, but again, you're going to have their fringe players going to say, hey, I'm going to plan my exit once I get my degree. And as Prime will say, you will be professionals in other sports. We'll be professionals in life. But the thing is, I got a boost off to send me on my way with my degree or my master's degree out here. And it takes the strain off. And you're talking about being 23 years old with a master's, 22, 23 years old, possibly 24, and you have a next egg to start off with. So I think in that regard, it's a beautiful thing to see.
BJ, you got a nephew right now that's coming up in this system, in this new world, right? Like this, two things to you. Like, what's the advice that you give the nephew, knowing that the prospectus of him, if he's in this situation, right? The prospectus of him being able to come out of college with a really nice nest egg, knowing that you his uncle and you want the best for him. What's the conversation that happens as far as for him when he comes and says, I need something to be able to invest in, man. What should I be able to invest in? And then two, the second question to you is, if this were available when we were playing, when you were playing, how does this impact your decision-making process when you coming through during this time period?
Well, two things. I learned that my nephew is incredibly mature for his age. The answers that he gives, you wouldn't expect for a kid who just turned 18 16 days ago to have some of the answers that he has, because he talks about investing his money, saving. He literally has an accountant that he talks to, and making smart decisions, that he didn't go out here and buy necklaces and do any of these other things, because this money is temporary. It's not like he's working a job and he's gonna be on that job for 30 years. This is temporary. And he understands that. So him understanding that in a way that I wouldn't have been able to understand it at 18. Tell you right now, I've been having spinning rims. I would have had all the iceberg shirts
Lorenzo's.
back in the day.
Okay.
Oh man,
Man, it's
like
getting
all
ready
of
to
them.
be what?
Like all of them. But he's so mature. And then, man, if I would have been able to walk away from playing collegiate athletics with $200,000,
Ooh, man,
man, let me tell you something.
talk about a leg up.
It's crazy how things have changed, right? Things have changed, and I will say this: I really don't say much to my nephew because he makes more than the average adult in the first damn place. Like, so the average adult really couldn't tell him, you know what I'm saying, what to do or not to do, because I told him, man, you're making more than the average adult, like right now at 18. So I mean, it's just crazy where we are from a collegiate athletics standpoint. But if you're paying it out now, it means that you could have been paying it.
Oh,
You just didn't want to.
Yes,
And that's the pimping of collegiate athletics. It's kind of like what Pretty Tony said in the MAC. I keep them looking nice. You know what I mean? I treat them well. But if they woke up with some money, they're liable to go crazy. You know, I keep them looking good, but no dough. And that was the NCAA's mantra for decades. You know, I'm gonna keep them looking nice. We'll get them all these facilities and stuff, the stuff that you can't take home. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get you this education. And most of these cats ain't really getting no real education. They're just taking classes to stay eligible, and then they walk on away with nothing. And I think now the game has really, really changed.
I think for me, man, literally ditto what everybody here has said. Two things that genuinely stand out to me. The National Letter of Intent, the NLI, is going to be gone here very soon. It is going to turn into contract with terms.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to turn into contract with terms. Here's what that means. 16, 17, 18-year-old young men playing American football will now sign a contract with terms as if they're going to play in the National Football League. It is going to teach them, if they're on the pathway to the league, how to be able to go through that process of negotiation. But most of them are not going to have the right representation there at the table with them and all of that stuff. So a lot of them are going to have to learn the hard way. But the National Letter of Intent is getting ready to be a thing of the past. You getting ready to sign with an institution for a few years at an agreed upon salary with probably even a signing bonus. And that when that term is up, it leaves that inside of that contract, it's going to say that we have the right to make you an unrestricted free agent, or you can go and play and you can get in that portal if you want to after a year, after we do an evaluation. It's going to turn to the pros in that perspective. Then the second thing I want to say is, to you young men who are going to have to get in the portal after making this paper, and that program kick you out them doors, and you now got to go to a program that ain't paying nothing, it's going to feel like the dawn has turned into hell. It's going to feel like the darkness has turned into Hades. When you go from making 250, 300,000, $500,000, $1 million a year from your contract at the University of Georgia, and then you find yourself in West Georgia, God be more love me. If I'm going to lose all that money, I better get some sort of an experience. You're going to have to bring your tail on to an HBCU. Come on over to an HBCU where you at least can get an experience. We ain't going to pay you, but we going to pay you an experience at least. Don't find yourself at Bishop Sycamore after you done left the University of Texas where they was socking it to your pocket like a rocket. And now you just trying to figure out what's a meal plan. I don't understand what this is. I only get a certain amount of meals a day. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's going to hit you like a bag of bricks. Be careful. Best of luck. I wish you the best. Make sure you got somebody there with you when you sign that contract, okay? All right. That's all I got, man. Let's go to final thoughts.
Got you. Let me see here. Here we go. Final thoughts.
Scotty, let's go with you first.
Listen, man, this is once again, man. I love doing this show with you guys, man. I appreciate y'all time and things like that. Let me just say this, man. What's funny to me is, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck. The feeling that I have when you're talking about Power 4 and FCS, right? Like, and I tell Mr. Campbell and I tell people I talk to, it is a hard decision. I'm up here in Ohio State country. It is what it is. You know, my wife's an Ohio State fan. She's a Southern fan. And my son loves FAMU, and my son wants to play at Ohio State. And it's one of those things to where you're like, what? When I think about it, right? It's just like, if my son makes it to Ohio State and he makes $200,000-$300,000, it's like, that's dope. That's amazing. But then I think about the family and the love and the environment that the HBCU communities bring, and I'd be like, damn, like it's such a hard road. And I know people are like, man, but the money, but it's like some things money just can't buy, and some things money can't replace. And you know, the experiences that I've had and I've dealt with at HBCUs have been some of the most life-changing people that I've met. Real talk, you know what I'm saying? That just show genuine gratitude, genuine love. And I love going back and seeing homecomings and just people. And talking to Josh about this, I was like, dang, man, your family. Like, remember we had a conversation on the phone. I was like, the lineage of just the people, my dad's classmate and his classmate and his family. I'm like, you don't find that in a lot of places. And I just hope that when these kids are making the decision that they really, when you got to really break that thing down. I get it. Not everybody can go pro. They can't. But I know a lot of Power 5 guys who don't go back to their school, who don't have no connection to an Auburn or Alabama or a Nebraska. They don't go back. But I know a lot of Power 4 guys that go to FAMU's homecoming. They go meet up at Southern's homecoming. They go meet up at Alabama State's homecoming. So you know, if I could tell it to some players, I'm like, I get it. It's enticing. Sometimes it's just not worth it. But that's my little 2 cents.
Know what you're losing for what you're gaining. Zoe?
Man, kind of want to just echo what Scotty said. Keeping up the score as well, man. Southern up by 9 with 4 minutes left to go in the fourth. 57-48. But just want to echo Scotty's point, man. You can kind of see all the changes coming down the pipe, but just know that Josh is correct. Everything is going to be with a contract that you'll sign, and eventually get to the point where the money is going to be capped and you'll have CBAs. And it'll be unionized. I can assure you that's going to happen as well. You can see that now because even today, EA just changed the payout for the game from $600 per player to $1,500, right? So if they're doubling their pay, what does that tell you? The money that they've made, right?
Yeah.
And so everything as you know it on the Power 4 level is going to be transactional. And these young men and these young women need to understand that and know what that entails too. Because everything will be transactional. Your experience will be transactional. You will be just a contract. And, you know, if it's for money, understand what comes with that. And to Scotty's point, you come to an HBCU, you know, there's love there. You know what I'm saying? There's reverence there. There's an ambiance that you won't get any other place. There's safeguard and guardrails put in place for you, and you'll thrive and be the best version of yourself. Now, granted, if you can actually do some things on our part where you can actually get some money there too, then you double dip it and you get the best bang and the best of both worlds. And that's where we have to charge ourselves with being better to where we can actually give you a better financial experience. But outside of that, what we can give you can't be duplicated any other place. And they know that. And that's why they come and embark into it, right? So my last thing is just that, man. Look, consider your HBCU. Remember the pageantry, the pomp, circumstance, the love, the reverence, the safety net that you have by being at an HBCU. There's nothing like it. I can go back over again. I wouldn't change a thing. I love it. I know BJ loves Southern, and again, I know Josh loves Central. And Scotty, well, today he loves Alabama State, but tomorrow will be something different. But nonetheless, man, again, the reverence is there. And I'll even tell you, look, and I'll even tell you, the way we're sitting here talking on screen, you don't get a group of guys that go into different power forwards outside of a TV show doing this, right? They're not sitting there doing this, right? So it is what it is. That's my 2 cents, baby. Nah, hey, die for the battery in your back. I always say it's football season coming, baby. Retribution will be had.
Oh man.
Hey, ain't no retribution gonna happen to us. We looking forward to it.
Okay.
Huh? I wipe my tears of laughter now. Be careful what you ask for.
I know.
We can either. I got it all.
Hey, so be careful what you ask for.
I ain't gotta be careful. We sit on the throne right now, baby.
Be careful what you ask for. But so long you go be on that throne.
You're bending the knee right now.
I will say this. For my extra point, man. It is a cool thing to sit up here with these 3 brothers and to do this show in the way in which that we do it. I want to say shout out to anybody who's viewed, man. Look, I've gotten the messages, the inboxes. You guys really enjoy it, and we really enjoy doing this. And think about the commercial when we talk about what we're ultimately trying to set up here. This is something that we can set up and leave HBCU sports better than what we found it. All right, so that next generation can come about. So I'm asking you with my, extra point, my final thought is if you can find it in your heart, make sure you give. It's a worthy cause. It's something that's going to benefit all of us. And just more, quite frankly, I believe in what we're doing here. And if you like this show, imagine what we could do once we get to our ultimate goal with this show. It's going to be huge, and we want to do this, and we need your help. And if you donate, all right, we'll send you a personal video telling you thank you.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. Go to firstandgoalshow.com. Takes 5 minutes, y'all. We are not we not one of them shows where we saying, man, please give it to us like this. Like, we are saying we have an opportunity to do this together. Go to firstandgoalshow.com. Donate anything you can. It takes 5 seconds, y'all. We really, truly appreciate it. And as BJ Jones just alluded to, you send us a gift, we're gonna send a thank you letter back to you. We're gonna send a thank you note back to you from us directly. All right, please go to firstandgoalshow.com. There's been a few people while we were literally on the show that donated while we were on the show, man. And I would love to call some of them out, but we're going to send you your thank you letter first, and then we're going to call you out on the next episode just to tell you thank you. Thank you. Go to firstandgoalshow.com, and you see you can give a one-time gift. You can give monthly. You can give 1 yearly gift if you would like to, and leave us a note down there, man. Let us know why you decided to give to the First and Goal family here. We really, truly appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I see a ton of people on the site right now. Man, thank y'all so much, man, while you're watching the show. And that's my final thought, man. That's my last thought, man, is please continue to support what we're doing, y'all. This is not something that we are just doing as a fly-by-night thing. We want to be around for a long time. If you guys like what we're doing here, you see our family over at Merch Pack, to my shirts coming soon for top donors. We really doing this. We really are doing this. This is real deal. So I see everybody that's on the site right now. Thank y'all so much. Please donate what you can. As much as you can, as little as it doesn't matter, doesn't make us no difference. We're going to tell you thank you, whatever you decide to give, because we are truly appreciative. We'll see you guys on the next episode of First and Goal. Go to firstandgoalshow.com, donate to the show, donate to the network. We'll see you guys soon. Looks like Southern is getting ready to come away with this W. You're going to hear from all of us as soon as that happens anyway. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, you see us on the other side. Show us some love. Good night.
Peace.